This DVD provides information you need to install your Globecast WorldTV home satellite system. We encourage you to watch the entire video before starting your installation. You will need skills in construction, wiring, and assembly to install your system correctly. If, after watching this video, you have any doubt about your ability to perform the installation, please call the Globecast WorldTV Customer Service Center at 1-888-988-5288 for a list of local installers in your area. For your safety, follow these rules. Perform as many functions as possible on the ground. Watch out for overhead power lines. We recommend you stay a minimum of 6 meters or 20 feet from all power lines. Do not use a metal ladder. Use a wood or fiberglass ladder instead. Do not install the antenna or mast assembly on a windy day. If the antenna or mast assembly starts to fall or drop, move away from it and let it fall. Make sure that the mast assembly and the coaxial cable are properly grounded. If any part of the antenna or mast assembly comes in contact with a power line, call your local power company. Do not try to remove it yourself. Globecast WorldTV is not responsible or liable for damage or injury resulting from antenna installations. Installation requirements. Use hand tools, such as an electric drill or screwdriver. Determine whether water pipes, electrical wiring, or gas lines are close to the installation area and avoid them. Route coaxial cable through walls and possibly under floors. Use a compass and carpenter's level. Use a ladder to climb structures. Know your local and national grounding codes. You will need the following tools: Phillips screwdriver, 1/2-inch or 13mm hex wrench, electric drill and drill bits, carpenter's level, a compass. Your Globecast WorldTV home satellite system comes with the following components: 75E elliptical antenna, 75E clamp mount assembly, 2-inch diameter universal mount assembly, satellite feed support arm, 75E satellite LNB horn clamp assembly, hardware and weather cap, digital satellite set-top box, instruction manual. Key points to remember when installing your Globecast WorldTV home satellite system: do not drill any holes until you've confirmed the best location for the antenna. Make sure there are no visible obstructions between the antenna and your line of sight to the satellite. Keep in mind that trees will grow and may eventually block the signal. Use only RG6 coaxial cable. Using RG59 coaxial cable may result in significant signal loss and poor reception. Do not install the antenna near or under power lines, where it may be easily tampered with, where it may be exposed to high winds, during windy or stormy conditions. The antenna must be mounted on a solid base. To ensure that your antenna does not move in windy conditions, choose a location where it can be securely fastened. We do not recommend mounting the antenna on a railing, installing the antenna on aluminum or vinyl siding, as these are unlikely to be structurally sound. Antenna assembly. Using the map of the United States and the table in the instruction manual, find your approximate location. Determine your approximate latitude and longitude from the map. Refer to the table labeled Intelsat Americas 5, satellite 97 degrees west. Find the latitude and longitude nearest to your location. From the table, write down the approximate azimuth setting, the approximate elevation angle, and the approximate skew setting. Keep these numbers available for your reference. To avoid losing any hardware, select a clear area for antenna assembly. The first thing you'll need is the universal mount. On each side of the universal mount, insert a 20mm or 3/4-inch carriage head mast adjusting bolt through the mast and the curved slot of the mount. Use a 5/16 inch flat washer and an elastic nut on each side. Attach the clamp mount assembly to the rear of the antenna using two 91mm or 3 1/2 inch carriage head bolts, two 56mm or 2 1/4 inch carriage head bolts, 4 skew lock clips, 4 lock washers, and 4 nuts. Before tightening the 4 bolts, adjust the skew alignment angle of the clamp mount assembly to the degree you wrote down earlier. Now, tighten the 4 bolts. Next, locate the feed support arm. Position the slot as shown. Run the RG6 coaxial cable through the feed support arm. Slide the spacer into the end of the feed support arm and insert the 60mm or 2 1/2 inch screw bolt to hold it in place. Using a 5/16 inch flat washer and nut. Be sure to tighten the feed support arm securely. Insert the two 18mm or 5/8 inch carriage head bolts, 5/16 inch flat washer, and the elastic nuts on the sides of the clamp mount assembly, and carefully adjust the antenna elevation to the setting you wrote down earlier. Line up the straight gray piece inside with the correct elevation degree mark. Tighten the 2 elevation locking bolts and recheck the antenna elevation setting to make sure the setting has not changed. Now, locate the LNB clamp assembly and weather cap. Do not change the setting on the LNB. Leave it on the 0 degree mark. Loosen the Phillips head screw on the LNB assembly and slide the assembly onto the feed support arm. Tighten the Phillips head screw securely. Attach the RG6 coaxial cable to the LNB. Then slide the weather cap over the end of the LNB. Determining where to mount the antenna to receive the satellite signal. Choose an antenna installation location with a clear line of sight to the satellite, based on the settings you wrote down earlier. There should be no trees, buildings, or other obstructions between the antenna and the satellite. If you have a clear line of sight to the satellite, continue with the installation. If not, you must find another location for the antenna. At the antenna installation location, hold the compass level and steady in your hand. When the needle stops rotating, slowly rotate the body of the compass so that the end marking north is aligned with the needle. Locate the tick mark on the compass edge, corresponding to the satellite azimuth compass direction number you wrote down earlier. This is the direction in which to point your antenna to receive signals. Visually estimate the satellite elevation angle setting you wrote down earlier. Remember that 90 degrees is straight up, 0 degrees is straight ahead at the horizon, and 45 degrees is halfway in between. When evaluating the installation location, make sure there are no trees, branches, or objects visually obstructing the path between the antenna and the general direction of the satellite. Also keep in mind that trees will grow and they may eventually block the signal from the satellite. Attaching the antenna. Position the universal mount where you will mount the antenna. When it is level, mark the place where you will need to drill holes to mount the antenna. Now drill holes where you made the marks. Secure the universal mount with appropriate hardware. Check the mount for movement. An improperly secured mount will reduce signal reception reliability. Use a carpenter's level to plumb the antenna mast straight section. If bubble levels are not centered, rotate the mast in the curved slot until it is plumb. Then lock it in place by securely tightening the mast adjusting bolts. Initially, finding the correct satellite signal will be very difficult if the mast is not plumb. Make sure the mast is perfectly vertical. Insert the 18mm or 5/8 inch carriage head bolts, 5/16 inch flat washers, and elastic nuts. Slide the antenna clamp mount assembly onto the mast. Let the mast make contact with the elevation pivot bolt. Tighten the elevation pivot bolt just enough to hold the antenna in place on the mast. Using your compass, point the feed support arm in the direction corresponding to the azimuth setting. We recommend that you carry a small TV set and the set-top box outside to make the alignment of the antenna easier. Connect the satellite set-top box to the LNB in position with the other end of the coaxial cable. Connect the satellite set-top box video output to a TV or monitor. Using the remote control for the satellite set-top box, press Menu to bring up the main menu. Press the arrow down to Setup and press OK. Now press the arrow down to Channel Search and press OK. Password will come up. This set-top box uses a universal password, which is 0000. You will see Channel Search. Towards the bottom right of the screen is a signal strength and quality indicator. You will see the strength bar in gray, which should read from 55 to 90%. If you do not see signal strength, check your coaxial cable connections for false connections on the LNB or on the LNB in position on the back of your set-top box. You will need to watch the signal quality indicator as you adjust the antenna for maximum signal quality. Slowly move the antenna and azimuth until a signal quality is found. If the desired signal is not found, increase or decrease the elevation settings in 1 degree increments and repeat the azimuth sweep with small movements of the antenna. Alternate between elevation and azimuth fine-tuning to reach maximum signal quality between 55 to 80%. When the satellite signal is peaked, tighten all the hardware. Now you are ready to search the satellite. Press the arrow down to Search Network, highlighted in yellow, and press OK. You will see a TV box and a radio box with channels scrolling down. Once the search is complete, you will see how many channels and radio the set-top box has found. This process may take a while. Press Exit 3 times and you will see Channel 1, which completes the programming of your set-top box. Now, you must run the RG6 coaxial cable into the house to the location for your digital satellite set-top box. This may require drilling holes and running the cable through walls. Installing the digital satellite set-top box. Choose a place close to your television set. Your digital home satellite system box includes DVB-compliant MPEG-2 set-top box, remote control and batteries, RCA video and audio cables, smart card, electric cord, manuals. Your set-top box comes with a smart card inside the box. This card activates any encrypted channels you may have subscribed to. Please insert the smart card with the gold chip facing down into the back of the set-top box. Plug the electric cord into the back of the set-top box. Plug the coaxial cable that is coming in from the antenna in the LNB in connection of your set-top box. You will have two choices to connect the set-top box to your TV set. Either using a coaxial cable connected to the to TV connection of your set-top box, or using the RCA video and audio cable supplied, which should be connected to the color-coordinated video and audio connections of the set-top box. This connection will give you a better quality of video and stereo sound when available. Now, connect the set-top box to the back of your television set.